What's the word? Tiger!
If I quit your realm, I still rap with sages home. If I quit this season, I still be the greatest.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Skyhawk Sports Talk at Woodfire Pizza Kitchen at the Level Up Arcade Bar. Gregory here with Chris Brinkley for yet another episode. Chris?
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah.
Here we go.
Been a big week and a big week coming up.
It is, and a couple road trips coming up for our teams. We'll get into that right now. And this week in Skyhawk Athletics, golf right now Monday through Tuesday at the Scrappy at Cobblestone in Ackworth, Georgia at Cobblestone. Golf Club and cross country will be at the Angel Mounds Invitational in Evansville, Indiana. The men running an 8K on Friday and the women a 6K. For soccer, they'll be at Moorhead State at noon on Thursday on ESPN+. And then on Sunday, they will host Western Illinois at 2 p.m. also on ESPN+. For rodeo, Thursday through Saturday at Arkansas Monticello. Volleyball, they will start up a homestand against SIUE at 5 p.m. on Friday on ESPN+, and then on Saturday against the Cougars at 11 a.m. on ESPN+. Get your coffee, your breakfast, head on over to the Skyhawk Fieldhouse for that one. And then football on Saturday, they will be at Gardner-Webb at 12:30 p.m. on ESPN+, and the Skyhawk Sports Network. Chris?
Yes.
Here we go.
Yeah. I'm excited to talk about this past weekend's football game with Coach Simpson.
Yes.
One of the most exciting games I've ever seen.
Thrilling.
Yeah.
I mean, what a weekend that we had. What a week overall in Skyhawk Athletics, and what a week that we're about to have.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great time. We'll go ahead and take a break. Keep it right here, Skyhawk Sports Talk.
If I quit this season, I still be the greatest.
Skyhawk Sports Talk Podcast is brought to you by Weekly Ford Nissan.
We're back here at Skyhawk Sports Talk at the Woodfire Pizza Kitchen at Level Up Arcade Bar. Gregory with Chris Brinkley. Now joining us from the UT Martin soccer team, recurring guest, Chris.
Yay.
Parker Gelinas joins us. Parker, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And recurring means you were great the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're bringing you. We're having another recurring guest on the show as well, and a newcomer too. Yeah. So you've been able to both of you all have been able to give the newcomer some tips.
Yeah.
What tips would you give them for coming on the podcast?
Just be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good.
That's very good.
I'm going to let you ask Davis a question.
Oh,
Nobody
no.
ever asks them questions.
Okay.
And then you have to ask Chris a question.
No.
What's your favorite hobby to do other than watch sports?
Fish.
Okay.
Easy.
Wow.
Easy. I love to fish. I started 2 years ago,
Uh-huh.
and it's so awesome. I love it. Just going out there and doing nothing.
Do you catch and release, or do you
Catch and release. Oh yeah. I'm not. No.
You're not gonna.
No. I'm not about the eat part. I haven't gotten the gut maneuver and
Skinny.
everything. Yeah. We're catch and release. We're fish are friends.
Yeah.
Not
yes.
food.
Correct.
So that's what we do. Chris, what
What
do
about you, non-sports? What do you do?
Love how you deflected
yeah.
to part.
I like to read, watch movies, TV, walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Mount Rushmore of movies that you've seen.
Like just top 3.
Just any.
4.
Yeah. Go for it. Top 4.
My favorite of all time is Rocky 4. It's just
Really?
very nostalgic for me.
Help me a little bit. Which one was Rocky 4?
Drago.
Okay, I got
yeah.
you. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I grew up watching it. I love Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah.
2005
Which
version.
one? Yeah, the 2005
Yes.
version. Have you read the book?
No, but I need to.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. There's a new Audible version too that's got a
Okay.
multicast audio performance.
Perfect.
That's good.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll definitely give that a try.
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean. I love those movies.
Oh.
Um,
Do we make her choose one, or can it be the series?
first one.
I don't know. The first one,
Yeah.
Curse of the Black Pearl.
Yeah.
You liked
I
them
agree
too?
with that. Oh my gosh!
I did not like them.
What?
No, I
You
really
don't like
Depp.
them?
And I love Johnny Depp. No, I didn't. And I liked the ride at Disney World, but I just didn't like
Yeah.
the movies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe give them another try.
I should. I
Yeah.
probably should. Maybe I was in a
Yeah.
bad
They're
place.
so good. They're so good.
Yeah.
What's your favorite quote, or who's your favorite character first? Jack Sparrow.
Yes.
Easy. Favorite quote that you can remember.
Today is the day that you will always,
Oh, what he says
Yeah.
to everyone.
yes, you'll never forget.
You
know what I'm
the day
talking
that you
about.
almost caught
Yeah,
Captain
Jack.
Jack Sparrow.
or when he says Captain Jack Sparrow.
But my favorite, my friend and I quote a lot is, he goes, "You have to be the worst pirate
But
that
you
I've
have
ever
heard
seen."
of me?
But you have
Yeah.
heard of me.
That's funny.
That one's good.
So what's your fourth movie? Was that 3? Yeah.
That was 3.
That was good versatility.
It
though.
was.
That
There was a
was-
lot. There was a
yeah.
range.
Yeah.
There was good range.
I don't know. I mean, I could go funny, but I could also go like Dead Poet Society. Also, I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
Braveheart.
kinda-
I love all those.
Ooh, Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
The Patriot. Have you seen The Patriot?
No.
Great Mel Gibson
Okay.
movie. Really good Mel Gibson movie. You need to
Okay.
give that a watch.
I
Do you
will.
remember the first time you saw Dead Poets Society? I mean, the ending's kind of like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Have
it's
you
a
seen
great
it,
fall
Davis?
movie too.
Yeah.
No,
you should watch it.
I've never seen it.
You've
We
never
won't-
seen it?
No
No.
spoiler. No
No,
spoiler.
yeah.
If you watch, oh gosh, what were we gonna make you watch? The thing that you haven't. If you watch The Patriot, I'll watch
Dead Poets
Dead Poets Society.
Okay.
That's all I do. Wait, is that the
And then-
one with Is it with Robin Williams?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you have to watch Parts of the Caribbean.
Yes.
Again.
That's
Yeah. Yeah.
that's our
Yeah.
agreement.
They're
Everybody's
so
in
long.
agreement.
They're all 3 hours long, aren't they?
No,
Okay, it just felt that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
No, I'll give it another try.
That is hurtful.
Definitely.
That
I'm
is
sorry.
hurtful to Johnny Depp and his
It is.
great
I
fans.
love Johnny
Yeah.
Depp. I love the ride at Disney World.
So good.
I'll watch it.
Okay. All right. Well, Parker, graduate from Germantown, Tennessee, went to Houston High School. We've covered all this the first time that we talked to you. But you decided to return for a fifth year. You took senior day last year and then, went into that process of, do I come back? Do I stay? What was your decision to come back? And then what went into that process?
I honestly thought I was done after last year, but the season ended not how we wanted it to, and I didn't really want to go out like that. And so the team and the players were honestly the deciding factor for me. I wanted to play another season with them and give us all another chance to, make something great.
Yeah, have success
Yeah,
and
definitely.
to do that. Because I was thinking, all that you've been through with the injuries, and we talk about it on every broadcast, that you fought through all these knee injuries to get back, and then have another one, and then get back, and to be able to play, make all conference. That when you got to the end of that year, it was like, oh, I really hope Park comes back. But I understand if she does want to call it a career. It's been great, but to have you back for another, we're happy to have you back
Thank
for
you.
another
Yeah,
year,
thank
and to come back. I feel like that embodies what a Skyhawk is more than anything. Is you keep fighting and you keep fighting, keep clawing back, and you fight through all this adversity to get to where you are, and that's what it means to be a UT Martin Skyhawk. So we commend you for that. It is awesome to be able to see that every time you get out there. It's that story of you are a true Skyhawk. That's what it is. All right, getting into now the less sappy stuff and things like that. Your team captain this year. How have you stepped into that leadership role this season with this group of girls?
I just try to always give confidence and try to give positive feedback, but also there's a set of standards that we should follow, and I think everyone's in agreement that we're here to work and play the best that we can for each other, work for each other. We're a team. We win as a team, we lose as a team, and just kind of being myself in that, and just giving confidence.
Yeah, and that's a huge thing. When teams play with a lot of confidence. I think the volleyballs win on Friday in 5 sets where it was, soccer was there. They're giving a lot of juice, a lot of energy. If you can build on that with confidence, there isn't a lot of teams out there that can end up beating you at the end of the day because that's so huge. You all have had some good crowds coming to Skyhawk Soccer Field. How has that helped fuel you from the fans and some of that energy that they give you all on the field? Can you feel that?
Definitely. It's so fun to see other sports teams come out, and it's nice the support that the school gives. I feel like not a lot of schools give that, other sports teams, but it's really nice.
Yeah, everybody coming out. It's been so great to see that, and not just for soccer, but then how you all support then volleyball and football and all these different things.
Softball's been great too.
Yeah, they've been really, really awesome. So defenders, you all don't get a lot of touches on the offensive end. I told you we were going to talk about this before we came on. Again, defenders, you don't get a lot of offensive touches. In the last match, Shayla Addington, who's been your teammate for a long time, she's a defender. She's back there with you on the back line. She got her first goal of her UT Martin career. First, how happy were you to see that ball? Because it's a crazy goal.
It was such a great goal. I was so happy for her. I think my top speed was my sprint over to her to celebrate with her.
We can check that on the things that you all wear. It's like, oh my gosh, she was 35 miles an hour trying to get over there to Shayla. But it was so awesome because of how hard both of you all work, and then to see everyone, the reaction was, oh my gosh, Shayla scored, and everyone is just booking it to where she is.
So deserving of all the love she's getting for the goal, and she's such a great player and an amazing person. So so happy for her.
Except for those of us who didn't see it, explain it to. How did it happen?
It was a corner kick.
Yep.
And then the ball got back to Asia,
Yep.
and Shayla was running in for the corner, and she just peeled outside. Asia played her the ball. I don't know how many yards she was outside, but back of the net, she scored it, and everyone's so
Perfect.
happy.
And it was with her
Yeah.
left foot, right?
Yeah,
Is
she's
she left-footed?
left-footed, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
It was an insane shot,
It was.
insane goal. But then you touched on it there. What can you say about her work ethic and her as your teammate and things like that, and how you've seen her grow since you all started, and then to her right now in the senior season?
She's such a determined, hardworking player in person. Like, she's one of my favorite people that I've ever met. She's genuinely just so herself and a kind person. And her soccer abilities, I mean, she's always come in. Like, she's come in starting. And she has just been a force field and a brick wall back there. And
Yeah.
I am so just lucky to play with her.
Explain. I have not ever asked an athlete this question, but I have seen it, and I understand it, but I don't probably understand it on the level you do. How can you be an extremely kind person and extremely competitive at the same time?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It
It's just like-
defines Shayla very
It
well,
does,
though.
yeah.
Yeah, but no, how does that work?
I don't know. I think you just kind of switch. There's like a light switch, and you just switch it
Yeah.
on when you're.
When you
On
get
the
on the
field,
field,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
go time. And
Yeah.
You
there's
can
this
still be
different personality.
competitive and kind even
Mhm.
on the field with your opponents. I mean, like,
Yeah.
there's this respect. It's a higher level of competition is
Yeah.
what I
You
think.
just have class, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
We've got to come up with a name because it sounds like it's a different personality that she checks into.
Yeah.
There was a football player for the Eagles, Brian Dawkins, and whenever he would be off the field, nicest person ever. But whenever he was on the field, they called him Weapon X.
Okay.
So we've got to find something for Shayla that's a good nickname. I'm not going to put you on the spot.
I'm not good with nicknames.
Yeah.
That's not my
Chris
specialty.
and I will put it to our group, to our
Mm-hmm.
focus group, and we're going to talk about it. Our focus group probably being Jody, and we'll figure that out. That just got an instant reaction from her as to what we were talking about. But we'll bring that together.
Actually,
And-
she's
and
a great example. You know, she's one of the top softball players in the history of UT Martin. She was extremely competitive and is extremely kind.
Yeah. Now,
Best of both worlds.
now have
Yeah.
you played pickleball against her?
No,
Oh yeah, no, that's
I've heard she's great.
it's
Yeah.
over.
I've heard
Jody's very
different
good.
about you.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
Who told you this?
I'm kidding.
Who said this?
I love it.
It probably was Izzy. Was it Izzy?
What?
Yeah, it was Izzy. It was Izzy. Izzy
No.
was the whole reason that her and I were losing. She did not communicate very well with her teammate, and it was Izzy's fault. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
And it's good now because Izzy won't be able to have a chance to come back and have an
Can't say
interview or anything.
something.
So then I'm the one. I get the last
You get
word.
the last word.
100%. Moving on now. You're a chef.
Yeah, I
This
love
is
cooking.
this is something that I just learned. You post some of the things that you cook on social media, and I was thinking, is that like what she's ordering? Because you're from Germantown, and so like that's got some probably good culinary options. But you are the cook. Talk about your love for cooking and
Yeah.
and that.
I do love cooking. I don't know. I just have always done it. My parents are great cooks, and so I kind of just follow a recipe, or I'll see a picture and I'll try to recreate it as best I can.
Tell what are you
I don't
cooking?
know.
I've just started watching
Anything.
the Great Big British Baking Show or whatever. Do you watch that show?
I do
What's it really
sometimes.
called? What's it really called?
I think that's
Okay.
you got it.
You got it nailed on the
Yeah,
head.
Yeah.
I needed to watch something that was not stressful, so I started
Okay.
watching that show. It's not stressful.
I was gonna say The Bear is a great cooking show, but that
It's
one's
very
so
stressful. I've watched it too. and
Okay,
it's
yeah.
great. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that makes you never want to operate a restaurant.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
You got you got some fans.
Oh, look.
You got some fans. We were told
Go
we were
home.
told by coach that there was a message sent out to the team that possibly the team could show up tonight, and they have. They are here for you.
Yeah, thanks,
So that's very.
Do we
You
want
can-
them on camera?
You can hear
at
him in
all?
the background. We'll see if we can get him. Mac will take a picture and get him on camera. Oh no, we don't want to be on camera.
Yeah.
Well, we are anyways. We'll put that in the video. But your teammates here.
Yes.
How about
You're
the
the
support?
first
The support,
player to ever
yeah.
have that kind of support.
I know you got the
ever.
whole team
Yeah,
here.
team culture.
Yeah,
Got
right,
it.
right there
Yeah.
in the flesh.
Yeah.
Would
I
they
wish
agree?
they could write down questions we could ask you, but we're about out of time. We're out of time.
Doctor,
don't even.
Doctor's got one. Doctor's got one. But yeah, back to you're a chef.
I do,
And
yeah.
so, what's one thing that if you could only cook for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Probably just a bunch of different Mexican dishes.
Okay.
Like, I've always wanted to try to make birria tacos.
Mm.
It's a challenge
Yeah.
from what I've seen, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I love Mexican food.
You
so-
could go for it. Just give it a shot.
Have you made like enchiladas and tamales and stuff like that?
No, I've made taquitos. and
Oh,
they're really
that's
good.
tough though.
Yeah.
Yeah, not really.
Kind of, not really.
Not the frozen ones that you throw.
No, no.
Okay.
Adaksh's question is there. Who on the team would you? I'm gonna change it. Who on the team would you let date your daughter or date your son? Who would that be?
Any of them.
Any of them?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're
Well,
great.
that was anticlimactic. Dang it. Doctor was trying to get somebody in trouble there. She had, who on the team would you not let? I'm like, I'm going to switch that around, make it a little bit more positive. So, also, I found this out. Riley Rushing, who's on the beach volleyball team, she also is a chef. She has her own account and makes and posts some stuff on Instagram for the things that she cooks. And then your teammate, Audrey Fuchs.
Oh, my gosh.
She bakes.
Yes.
When Zach Kirsten, who's our trainer, and I were in the training room together just talking, and she came in with some chocolate chip pumpkin bread. It was the best thing
Like
ever.
Chocolate chip pumpkin bread.
Oh my, Chris,
She's
unbelievable.
She's professional. Like, you need to have a conversation with her about her baking because she is amazing.
This is a dream team, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is you,
Except
Riley Rushing, and Audrey Fuchs should open up a
We
restaurant.
should.
I don't know if that goes, but pumpkin chocolate chip bread goes
Chris.
with Mexican
Oh,
food.
she
but
makes
maybe.
she makes
Yeah.
like zucchini bread. She will
Oh.
make. She made a apple fritter cake. It was
Yeah.
so good.
Okay.
It's unbelievable.
It is.
Unbelievable. All right, last one. So you're majoring in, or what's your graduate's degree in?
I'm graduated business management with a minor in marketing, and then I'm mastering in general business with a certification in HR.
In other words, you can do whatever you want to
Yeah.
when you graduate.
You're the Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, so
You-
I
you
have
can
a
do
bunch of
whatever.
options, hopefully.
Yeah. So what do you want to do once you graduate?
I don't have a specific job role that I want to do that. Right now I'm just focusing on the season and dedicating my time to that, and that's a after season problem.
Yeah. Right now we're
Yeah.
focusing in on
Yeah.
what's happening on the field, and we're rolling with that.
Yeah.
All right, before we let you go, what do you got to say to your teammates here? Made
Thanks
the
for
trip over.
coming, guys.
Yay! Parker, thanks so much for joining us. Hey, good luck here in the rest of the
Thank
season.
you, guys.
We'll go ahead and take a break. Keep it right here at Skyhawk Sports Talk.
If I quit this season, I still be the greatest.
Skyhawk Sports Talk podcast is brought to you by Weekly Ford Nissan.
And we are back here on Skyhawk Sports Talk. Davis Gregory with Chris Brinkley. Now joining us from the UT Martin women's cross country team, it's Maggie Roy, senior from Bartlett, Tennessee. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're a recurring guest, just like Parker. What do you remember from your first time that you're like, this time, I'm going to ace it? Probably, I feel like it was like 2 years ago.
It was really chill. I wasn't too
Yeah,
worried
you
about
aced
it.
your
We-
first time.
Yeah, you
That's
did.
all.
There
I
was
thought
nothing.
it was fun, yeah.
It was like the perfect interview.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
great.
it was fun.
No mistakes. You were.
I think we talked about nursing and stuff too, mostly.
We did.
So.
We'll probably talk about that again. So
Yeah.
you're already prepared. You've already
Yeah.
got some information. You're
Thinking
already going to be
about
ready to go. So yeah, recurring guest, 4th year here at
Yes.
UT Martin. You've been here your entire career from Bartlett, Tennessee. I talked about your major in nursing. Hey, this first one. What has the growth of the program been that you've seen from your first year to right now?
Well,
And you can include track and field in this one too.
growth of the nursing program.
Well, no, and just
or
the team.
The team.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, so much growth, so much. I think Tony has grown so much as a coach also, and this last year we finally have a big group of freshmen coming on. So just that in itself, because last year I would look around and we only have like 5 girls racing. So now we have a full
There's a-
roster.
there's
and
a
so that's
lot of
super
freshmen.
Exciting. Yeah, there's a lot of freshmen, and so that just in itself is so much growth. And I think that our training has gotten a lot more straightforward, and I think it is getting us a lot farther. So
Yeah, this may be a dumb question, but Coach Lita always talks about making people faster.
yeah.
How do you get faster? How do you train? Because your times continue to get better and better throughout
Yeah.
your college career. I mean, what is the key to? Is that just continuous reps of running and trying the same time and things like that?
Just consistency. Definitely just consistency. And even if you aren't feeling good on a certain day, it's still showing up and giving that same effort. I think that's what has really helped me. And taking the pressure off myself, that's what's personally helped me a lot. And I think some people, that might not work for them, but it's really just like not giving up on that and finding what works for you and stuff like that too. I think that
Yeah,
That's how I've gotten better personally.
Yeah,
Well, and it's the one thing I've always said as an athlete, you want to be focused yet relaxed. When you feel
Yes,
pressure,
yeah.
you're not relaxed.
Yeah.
When you're not relaxed, usually you're not optimal physically.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you figure out how to do that?
I think there was a lot of like hard things that were going on last year, and it got to a point where all of those things took the pressure off of running, and then I realized outside of all of that happening, once I got over all of that, it helped me not put so much pressure on myself with running, and so I kept going with that. And I
Yeah.
tried to like tell the freshmen that like just have fun. And
Yeah.
I know it's easier said than done, but once you realize that, I don't know,
It's
just,
counterintuitive
it
almost
helps.
because
Yeah.
you feel like if you don't feel pressure, you're not committed. But that's not at all
Yes,
the case.
I think that's just
Yeah.
how I work though, is like I put too much pressure on it, and then my heart rate is like so high before we start a race, like it's in the 90s, like before I'm even on the start line.
So you're
And
exerting
so-
energy before
exerting
you,
so much more energy than you
Yeah.
need to. So, and then making the environment really good for the freshmen now, so they don't stress too much, and it's a good that helps us all run faster, and we all support each
and
other.
in the
lift each
environment,
other up.
meaning your composure, your
Yes,
attitude,
yes.
it rubs off on them.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, Chris and I before broadcast, like we might get nervous, but it's like what you're saying. It's like you gotta chill out.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
It is your job, and you have a job to do, but have fun. And,
Yeah.
if you're not having fun, then you need to.
It's more like it is being composed rather than nervous. It's focused rather than nervous.
But you know what's interesting is this is really going to pay off in your nursing career.
Oh yeah.
Because if your nurse is not calm and collected,
Yeah.
as a patient, there's no
For
way
sure.
you can be. So even in I don't know if you will ever be an ER nurse or anything like that, but in the most
Yeah.
catastrophic, serious conditions, the patient is going to take on your demeanor and personality.
And I love that, because when I'm a server at home and stuff, I've gotten compliments before on how composed I can be when everything is going crazy and
Yeah.
stuff. And I look up to one of my professors, Christy Sybilfield, actually.
Mm-hmm.
She gets compliments on that all the time, and so I kind of like look up to her in that
Yeah.
way, and it has rubbed off in running and nursing and everything.
And our trainer at UT Martin, Bart Ballou, is so great at that.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one I've been around the most, and to see how calm he is, even
love
in
talking to
difficult
him.
situations.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bart's always a fun conversation. We forced him to do an interview one time, and
Yeah.
he was like, "I never want to do that again." So
That's
we appreciate
Yeah.
you coming and indulging us
Yeah.
for another episode.
Yeah.
Getting into nursing, what made you want to be a nursing major?
I actually thought about this before I came. I was like, I feel like they're gonna ask me this question.
See,
So
we're
you're
And then
great.
I don't
also
feel
psychic.
Like,
I mean,
I don't feel it's like the most basic answer. I kind of wanted to have that. I knew that it was going to make me grow as a person a lot, so it might be kind of a selfish reason to want to get into it, but I feel like growing and then also helping people at the same time, and there's so many different things you can do, and I just get so excited to think about, because I'm about to graduate, and all the nurses I talk to are like, you're not tied down, go travel nurse.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
make some money for a few years, and then you can settle down somewhere, and I could work in much more chill environments, but like do my time night shift, do my time in Memphis, or do something like that, and then it's just, I think it's a really special career, and
It's
I
a
just
good answer. And don't call yourself selfish, because when you're in a profession where you're getting your needs met, your emotional needs met,
Yeah.
and then you're also helping others at the same time, you're serving your purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't think it's selfish at all. I think it's you having a wise realization at what you're meant to do.
Yeah, it's having that servant attitude about it.
Yeah.
That life is found when you give it away,
Yeah.
and that's awesome.
Yeah.
That you've already found that. It's great.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Do you know what you want to what you want to do? Travel nurse, you said that, but
Yes, I have a lot of different ways it's pulling me right now. Like, I mean, ER nursing, I think the nurses in Union City are just amazing in the ER, so that makes you really like it. And then we
Yeah.
just did health department rotations, and like, these nurses are amazing too. And then, but pediatrics has my heart a little bit too, because we've done a few rotations, and it's just, I like the atmosphere in those hospitals. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out. And
No,
even
and that's
with
the way-
traveling, it's like wherever needs me.
Yeah.
And I love that.
No,
so,
and you will find out by experiencing all the different possibilities.
yeah, and I want to do that. I want to try everything out. So
Yeah.
just depends where I'm gonna start. I guess I don't know yet.
You got it figured
Yeah.
out. You'll be good. It's all going to work out
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You've got nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
So, Maggie, getting into now competitions. Going back to this last season, it had 2 podium finishes at the
Yes.
OVC Track and Field Championships. 1 in the outdoor, first place in 800, and then second place in 1 mile and indoor. How much fun was that to be
That
able
was
to
a
get on the
lot of
podium
fun.
and make those statements for your team?
That was a lot of fun. I never thought I was gonna be able to do that, so that was really cool. I remember the 800 final. I looked at Tony. I was just like, I want to get on the podium. That was it. And then
The mindset you
I just
spoke into
wanted it
existence.
so bad. I just wanted it, yeah. And after, I was like, not even that excited, really. I was just like, I can't even believe this is happening. Or that
Did it ever
that
hit you, the
I've gone-
adrenaline?
Yes, like I've always wanted it, but I didn't think that I would ever actually get onto the podium. I don't know. I just still haven't even
you-
processed it, really.
2
I see all my
times.
medals, so I'm like, wow, I have more work to do. I feel like for this next season, so I haven't even, like, I don't know, kind of have my head down a little bit. I want to do it again, so
Yeah.
yeah.
And a lot of freshmen, you talked about them having fun. What are some other tips that you've given them? Because there are quite a few of them in this class.
There is a few of them. Well, we just had a little meeting, and I was just like, I don't know if this helps you guys, but like finding the other jerseys in the conference and like really wanting to go and race those girls, and the guys have an easier time with this, but it's kind of like having that not enemy mindset, but like actually wanting
have
to go beat these girls.
Yeah.
And I've just never thought like that. I'm like, let's all be friends and stuff, but it's like, no, you do have to have that like mindset. where you wanna go beat
There's
them.
got to be a target.
Yeah.
There's
So,
got to be a target
yeah,
on
just
somebody's
like
back.
looking at that Tennessee Tech jersey or the
Yeah.
USI jersey, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and wanting to go beat them. So I
And-
told them that.
Yeah.
So
So just recently celebrated your birthday.
Yes,
Here in
I
Early.
did.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
When was it? What day?
This was last Wednesday.
Okay, so that's the 9th. No,
The
that's
8th.
8th.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What is the best birthday present that you've ever gotten? Ever.
I've forgotten. Oh my gosh, I don't even know.
You can do like multiple ones
Well,
if you
this,
want to.
the only one I can think of right now is this necklace. There's got to be something better. I don't even know.
I've got another
I don't
one for
even
you.
know.
What's the best birthday present or just present in general that you've ever given?
That I've given?
Mm-hmm.
These are tough. I don't know.
These are hard.
Yeah.
It's gotta be. This is a goofy answer, but I gave one of my old friends. He loved dinosaurs, and his parents loved it. It was like a whole thing in his family and whatever. Like his dad would like paint them and stuff. But I found this big, fat, like fake plastic dinosaur at a thrift store for like $5, and I gave it to him. He loved it, and it was on his shelf. He has a bunch of knickknacks on his shelf, and he put it on his shelf, and it fit perfectly right there.
Aw.
So that's the first thing I can think of, but I was like, I was proud of myself with that one.
Yes, I got it. I
Yes.
aced it. That was, honestly, that's
It was well rounded. It was a good gift.
But it
Gave
was
him, like, a few
thoughtful.
other things. It was thoughtful. I was like,
yeah,
there you go.
A plus.
Yeah.
A plus, just like the interview. Maggie, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll go and take another break. Keep it right here, Skyhawk Sports Talk.
If I quit this season, I still be the greatest.
Skyhawk Sports Talk podcast is brought to you by Weekly Ford Nissan.
We are back here, Skyhawk Sports Talk. Davis Gregory with Chris Brinkley. Now joining us from the UT Martin men's cross country team, it's Will Douglas, a junior from Camden, Tennessee. Went to Camden Central High School. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
For what's one thing in Camden
I
that
can tell
everybody
you.
needs to know?
I can
about?
tell you.
About like just the
Just
Camden Lions, or
One thing that we've just got to know about Camden.
the best church is Crossroads Missionary Baptist Church.
That's a
what
good
I'll say.
one. That's
That is
a good
good.
one.
That is a good one. What was yours?
In a previous life, I was a ditch digger. I used to put down telephone line, like deep. Camden is rocky country. It's the hardest place in this, not the hardest place, but one of the most difficult places in West Tennessee to dig. Did you know that?
I believe it. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never tried to dig a hole in Camden, but it would be disadvantageous.
It was almost because we would have to lay fiber optic lines underneath like 4-lane roads. So you have to bore a hole on this side, and then on the other end you have to go all the way underneath them with like this.
And this happened.
Yeah, and you hit rock constantly because Camden is rock country. Yeah. So anyway.
All right.
So-
Well, appreciate that, Chris. Good job.
Thanks for sharing.
So every time I drive through Camden, I think about that. But now I'll think about your church. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thanks.
giving me
Appreciate
that.
it.
Yeah. It transfer from Alabama
Yes.
and your first year on the team. What went into your decision to come to UT Martin? I know your brother on the team.
Yes.
But what were some other factors that played into joining the squad?
So the SEC had there's a new House legislation where you take revenue from the revenue sports. It's all about revenue sharing, because beforehand with NIL you could pull from private brands and pull all this. Now there's a salary cap where the university has to pull a certain amount of money. So they started taking sports that didn't generate a profit and cutting their rosters. They had proposed this in October, so I entered the portal early, and I didn't inform anyone except the coach because I wanted to have my bases covered in case this happened. And it just got my wheels spinning. Coach Palacio reached out like the first day, and that would have been my pick anyways because I actually liked Alabama. Like I cheer for their football team, believe it or not. And so I wouldn't want to go to another like SEC school. I would want to come back here because I have so many roots back here. And I went to go watch their conference meet that fall break, and all their runners ran their best times at that race. And for me, it was kind of an eye-opener because at Alabama, the training was really, really difficult because we had some international runners. And sometimes it would stagnate our progression because we wouldn't be training in the right zones. And from what I'd heard from Ridge, he's another one of my high school teammates who goes to Martin now, the training was a lot more conducive. So I'd already had my mind geared towards transferring there. And then when the decision passed, I had already signed the paper. I had already transferred. So just trusting the process and trusting what Coach Palacio's had. And I've made gains this year, so it has been in my best interest.
What's it been like being closer to home?
It is very it's very good, not just for me but for my parents.
Yeah.
We living an hour away. I can go to, like I said, I can go to church every weekend back at home. They make me foods. They bring me meals. I have
Do your
laundry?
Do my laundry.
Yeah.
That's definite.
That's the deal breaker.
And
right
the thing
there.
is she likes to do it. Mom likes to do that. So
Of course.
she's like bring it home, and I'm happy to do that.
Yeah.
And
Does she do laundry better than you were doing laundry when you were at Alabama?
she does do laundry better, but I'd say one thing she does good is she organizes all the clothes.
Yeah.
So when I go back, I'm like, I don't have to rearrange everything, and I'm like, oh good, I can just put this in this drawer and put this in this drawer because I already know where everything goes.
Moms are so good at that.
She's great. She's the best one out there. She's she would come up. She would try to
Shout
come
out.
down.
Yes,
She would try to
shout
come
out.
down to Alabama as much as she could,
Mm-hmm.
but obviously that's 4.5 hours away.
Yeah.
So it's good to come in and rewind. Saturday's our off day, so coach will give me maybe 4 or 5 miles to run, which isn't that much when you're running 70, 75 in a week.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 is like
You're
it's
right. You're like, "Whoa, this is the easiest thing of all time."
Right. So I can go home and it's on your own. So it's nice to go and sit down and watch the games. I remember waking up every morning for the first 18 years of my life, turning on College Game Day. Right.
Yeah.
I didn't care. I'd wake up bright and early, somehow on a Saturday morning. Always sleep in the winters, but never in the fall because I wanted to watch College Game Day. So it's nice being able to do that at home. It's just very familiar.
I just realized he runs more than you and I drive combined.
Yeah.
In a day or a week. Yeah. How many miles do you think you've run in the last couple of years?
Well, I know in the 2020s I'm over 12,000
miles.
Yes.
Wow.
For this decade, I had to tally it up. I tallied it up last fall.
That's amazing.
When I got over 10,000, so I've ran about maybe 2,000 or 3,000 since then.
How many pairs of shoes have you had?
That's a great question.
That is a great question.
Well, no. How many pairs of shoes would it take to run 12,000 miles?
We usually cycle out about every 300, 350.
Really?
So that's about once every 2 months.
Yeah.
You get a new pair.
So a pair of running shoes is good for about 300 miles?
Yes.
Didn't
And
know that.
I think if you can run easy in them,
Yeah.
You can push it to 400 before it's kind of like counterproductive. Like your legs don't feel good. You barely get off the ground.
Yeah.
But if you're running hard in them, then 300 is where you need to cap it.
What is the first sign that you need a new pair of shoes if you were to look at them?
Well, obviously they look new for about 100, and then they start feeling bad from like 100 to 150. They get a new life for like the next 75 miles, and you're like, wow, like, these are really broken, because there's because you go from new to breaking them in.
There's a threshold, like
right,
yeah.
because and it's kind of how it is in running too. You get to a certain point, and you're like, this really hurts.
Mm-hmm.
You go a little past that, it doesn't hurt. And then you go much further than that, and you're like all the way up to the max. So you have to find your rhythm, and the same for shoes. Once it gets about to like 275, just no run feels good. You're just kind of waiting on you honestly run more in them to get it over with. So that way you're like, hey, I'm at 300, I'm at 350. I need a new one.
How long does it take to really break them in where they're like your shoes?
I would only say like a week. I mean, once you've been running for maybe
for a
10
week
days.
for you though is 100 miles.
Well, I mean, right now it's about 70 to 75, but I guess in the past it would be 2 weeks. I'd do 50 in high school. It was about as high as I got up to.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
What's your favorite running shoe of all time?
My favorite running shoe I've ever had is a
That
trainer.
lasted for what, like 2 weeks or something?
So it was like Saucony's. So it's the Saucony brand, and it was called the Saucony Kinvara Model 11, and I've been running them since the 8s because that was like that was my first real pair of running shoes. So I just stuck with the same model, and the 11s were so good I didn't even wear the 12s. I got the same pair and same color, I think 12 times in a row.
Wow.
I had like 12 pairs of those shoes until they quit making them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I have to move on. But that was my favorite when I was a sophomore and junior in high school.
For you being a serious runner, obviously, at the highest level, what's the most expensive pair of shoes you could buy?
The most expensive.
Or what price? Yeah, you didn't. How much are elite runners paying for shoes? Well, they don't pay for them probably, but how much they cost?
Maybe like the Nike racing model is probably the most expensive.
How much?
Maybe like $200.
Okay, that's
not
affordable.
that bad.
That's
maybe,
not bad.
Right. I mean, I think like regular trainers are maybe like $160.
Yeah.
So it's nothing like too crazy. It's not like a Kobe Bryant Crinch special Christmas edition basketball shoe that costs like $1,000 to buy.
Yeah.
And you wear them and you can't crease them, so it's like, why do you even have these?
Yeah. If the left is wearing differently than the right, does it mean you're running wrong?
It could just mean that your foot's bigger. My right foot is bigger than my left. Yeah. So I actually tied my shoe too tight on the right for one of my races, and I was on the bike for a week after that. But it's not hurt. It was just the foot's bigger, and I was just kind of nervous, tying real tight, and I'm like,
half a size bigger or just slightly?
Just slightly enough where like the heel feels a little loose on the left, feels just right on the right.
Wow,
that's about it.
I got to try to pay attention to that.
No, you have to. All right, so your brother on the team,
yes,
a freshman. What's one similarity between you and your brother, and then what's one difference?
One similarity between me and Pete is that we were brothers. We've been on the same team we've been on the same junior high team together. He was there, so we know each other really well. When we drive back, it's always really nice. When we drive home, it's hard to even talk to each other just because we're tired, and we're not mad at each other at all. Like we're just like listen to music.
You're gassed.
Yeah, you just listen to music. We go back. We always have these great conversations. Always and it reminds me this is a really special person that I have. We're not just from the same blood, but same creed. We've done everything together, and so I guess a similarity is not just our personalities are different, but the way we think is the same.
Yeah,
it's just the method of getting there. So I'd say one difference with Pete is Pete needs more sleep than me, and that's fine. But while I'm Pete gets all of his work done, and he actually gets it done probably more efficiently than me, but he just sleeps a lot. I mean, he's in his room napping.
You're talking like 10 hours a day? Or
is Pete asleep right now at 6:40?
He was probably...
Or is he getting ready for bed?
No, he's like a late afternoon napper. It's really, it's kind of funny. So he'll
Those
come
are
in after
great.
class. We'll have a weight session at 3 o'clock. He'll come back at 3:45 and nap until dinner at 6.
Wow.
And
but I've noted the runners I've known, your metabolism's different. A lot of things are different when it comes to energy levels, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So you're steady energy-wise and you just don't need sleep?
Well, sometimes when you have to kind of make sure you get your hours because you're not going to feel good to a certain point. You can make it for a week of just terrible sleep, and then your season's going to be wrecked for a month. So it's important to keep that in mind. However bad you sleep, it's probably double the price you'll pay for it, but it's delayed. There's a science behind it where it's the night before the night you sleep is what impacts you that day.
Really?
So
I've heard about this.
So for me, I always try. So we race on Fridays. I will always try to get as much sleep as I can on Wednesday night because I'm going to be a ball of nerves on Thursday night and probably will get just a lot of broken sleep. But I'll be fine when I race because of how well I slept Wednesday.
What are you like the night after a race?
The night after a race, if it's a bad race, I'm sleeping until I wake up. Like I'm sleeping hard. If it's a good race, I'm so happy, and I've like been messaging people and like looking stuff up on my phone, like the amount of blue light.
No,
I just can't sleep.
It's not good at all.
Right, like you don't want to see anything or do anything. Like I actually, when I had a race I wasn't very happy with to start the season off, I went home and finished like a month of schoolwork on my computer, just blammed out all this stuff. I don't know, but you sleep pretty good. I mean, if you put the effort in that you think you have, you're going to sleep well.
It'll be like that. All right, last one for you. If all the local high school teams' mascots got in a fight, who would win? We're talking Rebels,
Right.
Lions, Yellow Jackets, Hornets, Chargers. We'll say that's like cavalry.
Okay.
And then Golden Tornadoes, Golden Tide Mustangs, Trojans, etc. If I'm leaving one out and you have one that you think is going to win, then say that. But
I think you have. You said
gonna-
Tigers, right?
There's a Tiger. We could throw a
I know
Tiger.
there's like a Brewston's in the middle. It's like a really small school in between Camden and Huntington. So like I'm going to say they count. They were in our cross country regional, so back in high school. So, weather is dependent. Tornadoes might not show up.
That is true.
Most of the time, it wouldn't happen.
Very true.
The Hornets and the Yellow Jackets might sting a little bit, but all it takes is just like a tiger paw or something like that.
No, he's right.
Yep. So now we're down to Chargers and Mustangs. It's kind of like, I don't know. Horses
a Mustang doesn't have a rider on it,
right?
And then the Charger does have a.
They're not aggressive, but I think that the horse in itself might be a bit of a liability because they're not aggressive animals, really. They can kick.
You are a next level thinker.
But
Will has got this.
So
Well,
it'll be
I'm
down
with
to Lions and
Tigers.
Tigers,
Yeah.
and I'm biased because I'm a Lion,
Right?
And I've heard Tigers are stronger, but Lions are a lot smarter. So I think that if it's just one, perhaps the Tiger wins. But if there's multiple, the Lions are going to find a way to outsmart it.
I agree.
Yep.
And they're so good at what they do that they sleep for 22 hours a day, and then, like your brother. And then in that 2-hour period where they need to be Lions, they are.
Pete's not a lazy person at all.
Well, neither are Lions and Tigers.
Right,
they're
right.
conserving their energy for whenever they need to be fierce.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
It is interesting to see Pete put his game face on because like
I was not talking smack about your brother.
No, I know that at all. I'm just saying he's he's very fun loving.
Yeah.
And sometimes like you'll see him when he gets serious, and I'm like, who is this person?
He's letting out his inner lion.
I don't know who you are. All right.
Oh my god. Well, Will, thanks so much for joining us here, and good luck in the rest of the season.
Thank you.
We'll go ahead and take a break. Keep it right here at Skyhawk Sports Talk.
If I quit this season, I still be the greatest.
Skyhawk Sports Talk podcast is brought to you by Weekly Ford Nissan.
We're back here, Skyhawk Sports Talk. Davis Gregory with Chris Brinkley. Now joining us, head coach of the UT Martin football team, Jason Simpson, with the Skyhawks getting a thrilling win against Western Illinois, blocked field goal at the end, and beating the Lennox 32-31 on homecoming. Coach, what a game, coming back from 11 points in that fourth quarter and to be able to get the victory. That was huge.
No, it was. But before I elaborate on that,
Yeah.
okay, I thought we were friends.
What?
How come
What did I
when
do?
we lose, you got me up here for like 45 minutes talking? And then when we win, I'm in a great mood. I get like a 3-minute segment to talk about the game. I mean, last week I was like, okay, don't have much else to say. And this week you barely squeaked me in, but that's okay, man.
You're on your own, Davis.
Is he the producer, Alex?
We talked about running shoes for about 45 minutes.
Well, there you go.
Like,
I was
well,
sitting back there, I was like, man, I got all kind of things to tell him about the game, and then I was like, well, 6:52, got about 7 minutes left. So, all right, now, right, that was the bad. Here's the good. I appreciate you for this, and I want to tell you thank you.
Oh, good.
Julie, you wasn't at the game.
Uh-huh.
All right, yeah, you guys were going to see Ty. All right. And I look up and I see my pal Davis up there, and he looks down at me and gives me the good job, and I felt at home, man. I felt appreciated. I felt the bond, and man, I thank you.
You're welcome.
Right.
I was fired up.
Now I won't. When we lose, he doesn't talk to me. He just eases on back, And
I talked to you on the Monday, then but
I know that's kind of rubbing it in a little bit. But anyway, thank you. I appreciate your enthusiasm for it, man. It was. I'll tell you exactly what I told the players today and after the game. Was that, hey, I respect and admire your resolve. You're up 10, then you're down 11. All right, and it's frustrating. You're frustrated with the officials. I'm frustrated with the officials. I'm frustrated with how you're playing at times, and how we're coaching at times, but there's a lot of resolve. I mean, that's a great trait to have. And they kept fighting, and some things went our way, but there were some things we made happen our way too. Okay, so great job with that. And then today, normally we break and go meet with different coaches, position coaches, and watch the tape and try to improve on as we flip the script to the next game. But, today I went through yesterday as I graded the tape, and we went back to the old school good, bad, and the ugly. All right, and went through and offense, defense, special teams. Here's some good plays. How about the kickoff that freshman Trey Cotton?
Yeah, the hustle getting after it.
You got to say he throws his body around. Disregard for his body, competing, gets on the ball and get a short field. It really was a great play. We had some touchbacks. Our kickers kicking in the end zone. We made two field goals. Went up, made some plays on some jump balls, Hyatt and Chop, Faison as we call him. We had two backs that averaged over 5 yards a carry. Gentry with 6 point something a carry, over 100 yards. And I think it's the first back we've had at 100 yards this year. We've had 4,000-yard rushers in a row, right? So, I mean, we're hungry for some rushing yards. So a lot of good things went in there. But then I said, okay, now here's the bad. Pull it up, and it's just, and there's two different things. There's one that we had 11 penalties for 100 yards. I mean, the margin for error when you do that is very, very small to be able to win the game. Okay. When we had 10 missed tackles, we gave up, 4 explosives probably, for 150 yards. We settled for 2 field goals, down there. But we blocked the kick. But as far as good and bad, did you see what we did? We blocked the kick to win the game, right? So when the ball goes beyond the line of scrimmage, right, you're taught, get away, run to the sideline, celebrate, go get some water, right? And at this particular time, the game is over. And we had 2 new players, okay, but they know it, but they're tracking the ball down the field, seeing some offensive linemen chasing the ball, right? And which doesn't matter. The offense cannot recover it when you're beyond the line of scrimmage, right? Well, one of them trips us accidentally because they're, and his hand, probably lands 6 inches from the ball. If our hand touches the ball and they recover it, right there. I don't know what's left on the clock, but I mean, it's right there at the goal line. I said, guys, you'd have been on, Sports Center of the, the dumb play, of the year. So anyway, those are things that got to coach them better, and we've got to be more intentional and aware. But certainly proud of our effort, certainly proud of our resolve, and it was a great homecoming win.
Yeah, Jace Bauer, OVC Big South Offensive Player of the Week. He got injured in that second to last offensive drive of the game. Then lives up to your comparison of John Wayne for him, and he leads the offense on that game-winning drive. Walk me through that drive and getting the guys down there for the touchdown.
I can't remember exactly what the two plays were. Well, one, we don't do a good job in the protection, and he kind of throws it up, and Hyatt's 6'5", and has got some of the best hand-eye coordination on our team, with long arms, and he goes up, and was that the drive right? And he goes and makes the play and kind of gets us inside the 30, the 40, the plus 40 or so. So now you're like, okay, we got a chance. We're in striking distance here. And then the next play, if you saw what happened, we were going, we call it, Reebok, okay? So what we're doing, we're faking a freeze play, looking to the sideline and to get, the play, and you're hoping that they relax, and then you look, and then you call for it. You're hoping the corner's relaxed, and then maybe we get one step on the corner, right? And a jump ball. Well, the corner did kind of relax, but they were playing cover 2, and so the safety's still back there with depth, so he's kind of over the top. We didn't do a great job on the protection because you still have to, protect. So Jason's kind of got somebody in his face, but he managed to get the ball up, and at least, and you preach that all the time. Nobody's ever caught an overthrown ball, right? Wouldn't be overthrown. So he does a nice job kind of, putting the ball on Faison's head, with some height, and they're making a really good play. And he goes up and catches it, and now we're inside the 5-yard line, and we went to our little goal line package, and we get it in. But once again, the game's still not over, right? We need another stop. And they drive back down and, in 2 plays and get it on the plus side of the field. Then Toby did a good job, got the tackle for loss. Then we got the 3rd down, right? And that made it a 47-yard field goal, right? Which, ball's got to get up. And LeBron blocked it, so that was good to see.
Yeah, and the defense stepping up in the fourth quarter. Western Illinois only 54 yards in that final frame.
That's great.
It did a really good job there. And Zamorion Farmer-McCray, redshirt freshman, he got one of the notables players of the week.
10-11 tackles. Guys, he was so, and to his credit and Coach Partridge's credit, he was so far away from being ready to play this year. I mean, he really was. I mean, he walked onto our program last year. He was on scout team the whole year, but just kept noticing. He had a great attitude. He worked. But the off season with Tyson Gale in the weight room, his body started changing a little bit. He got a little bit more confident. He had a really good spring, and just kind of forced us to play him. And we got some. We're thin back there in some spots, but to his credit, great game. There's a couple things that he can play better in the future when he gets some experience. But there were some good plays that he made.
Isn't that rewarding for you as a coach to see a player do something like that?
No, it is. I mean, you go from scout team to maybe not everybody even knew his name coming from Florida, and he's a good teammate. He works hard. I'm glad he's here with us.
Yeah, Toby and Jabari, you mentioned their tackle for a loss. Just 2 plays after they had a touchdown, get called back from the penalty. We talk about Toby so much, and for him to come up again and in that type of spot was massive.
Well, 2 things. One, I'm sure Western Illinois coach, who I like, and I think he's done a great job from 1 year to in year 2. If you go back and look at that, the play that they lost some yards on, all right, the center went the wrong way. That's why Toby was unblocked. So I'm sure he was on their bad, tape. But guys, if you just do this, and then the touchdown that they scored, Toby got blocked. Okay, we had a slant going on. They had the double team, and we didn't fit it right. But their receiver lined up on the ball and then went in motion. Well, you can't do that. You have to step off the ball and then go. And so it was, just a detail that he didn't get. And to the one call that I thought the officials did get right on the day, and they did a great job with it, and they brought that one back. But, that game's over if he lines up correctly. So we were very, very fortunate on some things.
You rank number 1 in the entire country right now in blocked field goals.
How about, was it 3 in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah,
that may be the only thing we rank number 1 in right now.
But I think you mentioned that on the last podcast.
Yeah,
and it was almost foreshadowing of what happened.
Toby got 2 last week, and LeBron got the.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, and that's a credit to our coaches and credit to our kids, that's an effort play with a little technique. That it matters to you that the score. Now it was easy to get geared up and block that one, right? You block it, you win the game. But the 2 last week were kind of hidden in the stat sheet, but it meant a lot to our team.
How much time do you work on something like that?
The defense staff works on it. Every week. Okay, and there's, like I said, there's different blocks after you watch. You try to kind of find, the fish, okay, per se on the line. Okay, of who really doesn't want to be out here on this field goal team? Which guard really doesn't want to do this, or is it the tight end? Who's hoping you don't rush them? And you can find the cracks on the tape, and then that's kind of who you attack.
Yeah, it was pretty much student body left on field goal block. I mean,
No, it was.
everybody was over.
It was.
You only had about
It
3
was.
guys on the right side. It was all hands on deck to the left.
Like I can see Alex looking at me saying, if Davis was on the field goal block team, would he be the fish? He would try hard.
Hey,
He would try hard.
I'd give you effort. I'm in the trenches. I'd be eating off the floor. I'd be ready to
Trench
go.
mob, huh?
I'd be happy out there with my reps. I would. I'd be ready. Now LeBron spot, that's a wash. I'd be over. That's a done deal. I'd be done. 6'4", 300. I'd
He's
be
a
over.
big
it.
kid.
Yeah, no, I'd be done for on that. Yeah, there would be no hope for me at all. But that defensive line, I mean, not just Toby, but them as a whole. I mean, they've really stepped up here this season. You mentioned it coming into the year. I mean, with all the transfers, guys that came out, but this position group has been really good.
No, I'm proud of them. Rudy Griffin, our D-line coach, has done a good job with them. They work hard every day. They take pride in getting better, and Toby's helped give them some culture and some belief of the D-lines that we've had before them. So I do appreciate them. I know what kind of effort I'm gonna get from that group and the teammates that they are. So no, that's a group that now here's the thing. The back end, okay? The back end is the secondary, and they know this. I bring it up to them. When a D-line, like you didn't know that was Toby that got blocked, because there's a second line and third line of defense. That secondary on any team, right? There is no line of defense. The goal line, that's the defense. So I was proud of J. Mike. I mean, he got to 2 penalties, and and he'll look at it. He'll tell you those. He just wanting to be. So aggressive and wanting to, shut people down and stuff. And then all of a sudden you take one step and they start to get to the edge and you panic and you grab because, you don't want to give up one. But I was proud of him. He came back, made a really good play on a sprint out pass that they had. He really covered the guy well and got the pass break up. And not sure many players, and I think J. Mike would tell you early in his career, would he have bounced back as quick? I mean, you get 2 penalties on one drive, man. Everybody in the stands is seeing that. But he did, and he kept competing and had confidence enough in himself to, to bounce back. He knew the team needed him.
Yeah, the defense really, I mean, their offense was humming. They were playing really good, but your defense, I think their last 3 drives were 3 and out, and then the blocked field goal. How about them stepping up and giving you a chance to get it back to the offense?
That was good stuff. I mean, I went through and I said, I don't like giving up 21 of 30 to a freshman quarterback who does throw the ball well, and 15 yards per reception. Now one's for 55 yards and another one's for 45 yards, so those are things that have bit us, all year, but we were able to play through it this time.
Yeah, and the block again, that block field at the end, so huge, and it's celebration in the locker room. I mean, how big was that for your group, and to be able to get another conference win, get to 2-1?
Yeah, no, really big. You're right. They never get old. I mean, they never get old. The losses hurt, and they're frustrating, but the wins. They say if you get to where you can't enjoy the wins, right, then you probably need to do something else. And I still enjoy them, and it's just such satisfaction. And I tell you, like I said, this team, it's been a rough year, okay? But in conference, we are 2-1, and it's a good feeling to walk in there, and those guys enjoy that little fight song, and they got their cameras up.
That's the thing. Everybody's recording
That's cool.
it.
Yeah. Now,
where did the origin of the fight song come from?
When I was
the victory song.
When I was assistant at Chattanooga, I saw. Remember when Appalachian State beat Michigan, and I saw them sing that. I saw the highlights. And they were singing that in the locker room. And I kept rewinding. I was like, what's the words to that? What's the words to that? And I always told myself if I get a chance to be a head coach, that's a cool, that's a cool thing to end the game on, right?
So you started that in 06?
In 06, right. So ever how many games you and I've won together, 100 and
well, I'm glad you give me a little credit, but I didn't.
Well, you've been here the whole time,
But but everybody.
We only got like 11 together or so right now. We got a ways to go.
So when the freshmen come in, do they learn that, or do they just experience it?
No, it's not something that I say, okay, when we win, here's the words. Yeah. No, probably some of the older kids teach it to them or something like that, and it gets kind of just passed down. But, it's kind of an honor. If you play well, right, we kind of say, Davis, what's the word? And And we mean and we mean no disrespect to whoever
Right.
we're playing. And
Right.
I've seen over the years people video it and show it to their team that they did this to you last year and stuff. We don't mean it's just we could say old brown shoe. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just the fact. Once it's 30 seconds and we enjoy it.
Well, it really is magical, and forever we didn't really get to see it unless we saw John
I
Abel's
guess you're
video.
right, yeah.
But now it's everywhere.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
These guys told me that a while ago.
Yeah, no.
And I was like, oh, okay.
But you just
I
watching.
gotta watch what you're saying.
I know
Yeah.
it. I probably said some things about Davis in there after the game. I got to make sure, Alex.
He was doubting
you
us.
edit it.
He was doubting us up in that booth.
No,
He had his
but-
head down. He was crying.
watching the video on the phone, I mean, it's magic. I can't imagine. I mean, I guess people get a chance to be in the locker room with you
Yeah.
through their phone, and it's pretty amazing.
Well, this is kind of, we talk about the locker room being, if society could just, could be a portion of what that locker room is, right? And you celebrate each other, you hold each other accountable, and you're judged only, by your character and by what kind of teammate you are, right?
Yeah.
And we would
Yeah.
all like, for that utopia to be in the world.
Yeah.
Well, when you're singing that little victory song, right? You're celebrating each other.
Yeah.
You all had one goal, and you accomplished that goal for that day.
Yeah.
And that's
And-
teamwork.
And
that's
unlike
satisfaction.
society, no politics, no socioeconomic.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
it's
know.
just a group of
You know.
people who accomplished a goal together.
and not the coolest thing that I like about it is it's easy to sing the celebration song when you scored the winning touchdown or blocked the winning field goal, right? I love looking back on it when John Abel used to do the the highlights of it and stuff, because when you're in it, right, you can't see everything. But when I get to go back and I'm like the guys that didn't even dress out,
Yeah.
and they're in it. Guys that played only on kickoff team, guys that may, dropped a pass and I got after, or got a dumb penalty or whatever. To see all those guys that are in it, man, it meant something to them, and I'm glad they got to experience it.
Yeah, whenever I go home and I watch it, I
When are you gonna come in there sometime?
Oh my gosh, it would be my dream.
Hey, we'll pass you around like we'll body surf him and pass it down the locker room.
You should next home game go down.
You gotta go
We'll
down.
take care of it. Yeah.
If we probably don't want to come in there when we lose.
No.
All right, but the next time we win at home, I want you in there.
I feel like if I go in there after a loss, it's going to be like, this is Davis's fault.
Well,
He was talking crap to the broadcaster this week.
no, and I'll even serve you up. Davis, what's the word?
Yes.
We're good to go.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That's going to be awesome.
I only share that with people that I know it's important to. So
It is.
That's right.
We had our moment after the game that you're like, when Alex pointed up there, I was like, let's
Hey.
go.
when it's important to you, then I'm with you.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. Up this week, trip to Gardner Webb, Boiling Springs. Been
Yeah.
there one time before?
Yeah, I remember got beat like in the last
23.
11 seconds and
Yeah.
had the lead, and we win that when we win the conference outright that year. And they had a really good team. Remember, Trey Lamb was the head coach. They've done a good job. They're good. We beat them pretty good last year here at home. I can't remember exactly what the score was, but we did a nice job. But they're 4-2. Beat all 4 FCS opponents that they played. Their 2 losses are to Georgia Tech and to Ohio. They do a good job running the football. They got 2 backs. They're pretty physical up front. That concerns me. Got a quarterback that can make some plays, and then on defense, they really force you. They blitz a lot. You're going to see, corners. Even though it's quarters, okay, coverage, right? It's press coverage by the corners with the safeties with some depth, and they really force. They don't give you really anything cheap, okay? I mean, they challenge you. Are you going to run past us? And then the next snap, all the different zone pressures come out of that same look. So it's quite taxing mentally on your quarterback and your center, especially. So we got to have a great week of prep this week. You got to make the travel, and and go on the road, which we haven't. This team has not played well on the road. So big challenge in front of us. But if you want to stay, if you want have a season of any of any substance, right, you got to go win on the road.
Yeah, and this is a big one too because the bye week afterwards and be able to get a win and then go in the bye week. You've got some steam,
you watch
back-to-back
everybody
conference
beat
wins.
up on each other next week and all that. But no, I would tell you this is my opinion. This is our fourth OVC team we played, right? We're fourth. We're 2-1. This is the best team we played, and that's no offense to the rest of them, but the tape says that, and the stats too. I mean, they got 17 sacks. One guy was 6 or 7 sacks.
Yeah, he's 10 TFLs, 6 sacks. I mean, he's top 10 in the country in both those categories.
He's the problem. I don't know where they got him from, but he's a good player, and D-line's good, and it's new challenges each week. Our league's fun to me, in my opinion. I know we say, you won it 4 years in a row. Well, all those games were challenging. Most of them, we just came out on the positive end of it. But I do see the league a lot more competitive, though. I see the players being similar, kind of what you see in some of the other leagues, the SEC, right? I mean, those games are going to the fourth quarter, and I think our games are kind of like that. That's what I see.
Yeah, you're getting on the plane for the first time since UTEP.
That seems like forever.
Forever ago.
We got to fly commercial, so there's we got to go on two different flights. Okay. Which one are you on? You want to put you on mine?
Alex and I are
first class.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
I'm back there in coach, but if I see you in first class, I'll make you stand up in front of the whole team. And tell them how that you worked a deal and took money from the athletic department and are making them sit back there.
We were going to have orange jerseys the next year, but we can't now because Davis is flying first class.
No, absolutely.
We can't. It's his fault. He's the reason.
And I bet we probably got some of the best technology up there in the box or his stuff, top of the line. He won't just use Walmart stuff, right?
I wasn't allowed to carry any equipment in today. It was talent can't touch the equipment. What the heck?
Oh, he broadcast the game in a lazy boy recliner. I mean,
is that what is up there?
Yeah.
Now the rumor is though they do have your little step stool up there though, because now in his defense, that bar it's pretty high up there.
It is.
So in order to see to the other sideline,
I can't sit. I gotta stand.
He does.
Well, we were talking about height wise, but not nervousness and stuff.
I do get nervous.
He does get nervous.
I ride on every play.
Hey, how about the crowd?
Oh,
great. Fantastic.
Great. Now, there was a lot of recruits and families there, and I appreciate our staff that made all those phone calls and emails, and that takes a lot. Those guys work. Lennon and Kendall Hunter and Chris Bell and that group. And, I mean, all week long now, you're taking calls and, because people want to know, well, I know it says on the flyer this time, but is that really so everybody wants to check in and stuff, and then you got to get them all checked in. But that whole one section, I don't know how many.
There were
several hundred, people there. And of course, then we have to accommodate them 2 hours before the game and have it set up and organized. And then, there's several that I'm fortunate enough to get to meet with if they're far enough along in the recruiting process. And I want to tell them more about UT Martin. So that's why sometimes it's not that I'm being so cool that I don't think I got to be out there for warm-ups, but, I got 10 families to visit with before kickoff. And I'm like, well, guys, I got the game's about to start. I got to get out of here, but thank you for coming. But that's great. And then it's awesome when you win, and they're waiting for you after the game.
Yeah.
And you want to tell them more about UT Martin. Matter of fact, we had a couple commits, after the game, and
I can see that.
that was cool. No,
Yeah.
that's a great thing, and that just kind of tops the whole. You come out of that locker room as bad as the losses are, empty as they are, right?
Mm-hmm.
You come out of that locker room, you celebrate, and you come upstairs, and you're with couple of different high school kids and their families, and they say, Coach, this is where I want to come. I want to commit. We want to play here. That's a cool day, man.
Yeah. Well, I said on the air, rarely do the words traffic jam and Martin, Tennessee get included in the same sentence, but it really was the case on the way to your game.
I like it.
That would be nice if we could have that every Saturday.
Well,
game.
you know what? At least, I think all three games have had decent crowds, and the last two I've been very
amazing,
very fired up about, and so if we get autographs with Davis or pictures with Davis, that might be a couple more hundred there as well.
I'll sign after the game. I'll come down there after I sing the fight song. And
What is it?
a dunk tank.
Yeah.
A dunk tank outside the game.
Dunk tank, pickleball lessons, whatever it takes.
Hey,
You know,
I got my new paddle. You better get ready.
Of course you did.
Hey,
If there was a dunk, with you being a pitcher and a quarterback, you don't have a chance in a tank.
No, he
to
would be
throw-
down.
Yeah.
He would-
I give him 3 balls. And
would be
all
You're
of them
down on the first one,
all of
buddy.
them are going to sail to the outside. Yeah, I'm surviving.
I'd run up there and hit it with my hand.
Yeah.
No.
Make sure.
I got him, yes. Well, Coach, good luck with travel and everything like that. Hope everything runs smoothly for you all.
Just remember, if things don't go well for us this weekend, I want the same time slot.
I can do that. See, we got you some good times, some good pub.
Oh man, no, it's good. That was weird too. That the Bama game started before ours, and
Yeah.
so I did get to see checking in on my phone right up
And
until
time at Tim
about
Tebow.
halftime.
Yeah.
How cool was that?
That was awesome.
Hey, what nobody knows, but my family, maybe some of our friends do. Growing up, Ty had a Tim Tebow fathead when he was in
Oh.
Florida on the wall.
Yeah.
And we actually went to Graves County when
I remember
Tim
that.
came in. You
Yeah.
remember? And we went, and I remember when, and we couldn't get to Tim and get well, Ty won't sign the football or something. Sign his book, and we had the book, but there's so many people he couldn't get it signed, and so it was kind of sad. But Ty always still admired him, so that was really cool. And it wasn't a deal to where Tebow had sent for Ty on the sideline. He stopped and introduced himself. I just thought that was really cool. And,
Hi, I'm Tim T. I think I know who you are.
exactly. Exactly. I kind of do that. I'm like, I know Davis from UT Martin. Nice to meet you. It gets me in a lot of places, Alex, around here. It's like collateral, man. It gets you in.
So I'm starting to be a connection for you. Is that what I'm hearing? Oh man.
Hey, some people got Vince Scully, Bob Costas.
All right.
Davis.
I've got Davis.
Well, there was one coffee with Coach that I remember where Kirk Herbstreit had called you after the
he
game,
reached out,
and Coach had said, Kirk's not going to come call our games, but I'd like him to, but he's like going to him. You got Davis. I was like, I know Kirk. Kirk is big time, and he's elite. He's above my level, but
I apologize for that.
that's okay.
I forget
that's
sometimes
okay.
how sensitive you are.
I was like, I was actually apologizing.
Yeah.
See, I get. Do you have the comments? Does anybody comment on this game? I get booed or dumb call or something like that. Now luckily we got good headsets, so Julie's the only one who has to hear it. But is there you can hear it?
I can't. I gotta be not biased. I'm supposed to be not biased.
But is there?
I've heard that one too. Yeah.
But is there a comment section when the people chime in and say, "Can't believe our announcer said this"? Please start that. Hey, start that. Just get it going a little bit. Hey, he just needs to galvanize a little bit.
You're doing a good job, Galvin.
I'm getting you ready for the world.
Yeah.
right.
This guy
It's a cruel
stinks.
place.
This guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
But you know what? Somebody will send me something. Ty. SEC Player of the Week this week. So that's awesome, man. What a great memory and stuff. And then a buddy of mine will take a picture. Somebody a comment will say something like, "Yeah, he did it against Missouri."
Yeah.
Or something like that. So everybody's got got something to say, but you need some of that.
Yeah.
I'd like for it to not.
Look,
I have you, and that is way more than enough.
But here's
on
what I'm worried
anything.
about. I'm worried that because you are the top talent here at UT Martin.
Oh my
athletics.
gosh!
And I'm worried that you're not growing. Well, I don't know what inspires you, and if that criticism fuels you to take another step in your career, man, I want to be a part of that. So Jody, let's make sure that we put that out there so people can start chiming in. So everybody's watching. If you don't like some things that he says and how he runs this, UTM Athletics, all right, ask for Alex or Jody. All right, and give him some true, honest feedback to help him grow.
Yeah, and if it's negative, it's even better.
It's even better. It's even better.
This is so passive aggressive.
I know. I'm like, what in the world? Well, Coach, thanks so much for your time.
man.
We'll see you at Gardner Webb,
Appreciate
and we'll
you,
see you
buddy.
back here on Monday. Get you in a prime time slot. How about
like
that?
that.
I'll work that back out.
Unless we don't play well. Then.
Yeah, then
I'll
we'll
sleep
sleep.
in, man.
I appreciate
Thanks,
you, Coach.
man.
If I quit this season, I still be the greatest.
Skyhawk Sports Talk podcast is brought to you by Weekly Ford Nissan.
That will do it for another episode of Skyhawk Sports Talk. Davis Gregory with Chris
Let me
Brinkley.
just let all the picking on Davis is all done in great fun. We truly love
I hope
Davis.
so.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my gosh, there have been times where I have thought about that. There are times I'm like, oh my goodness.
No, it's all good. And Davis is a great person who just takes it in stride
I
and who
just-
actually loves it, I think. Yeah.
I just have to, I have to. We found out a lot about, a lot about a lot.
Yeah.
A lot about nursing. A lot
Yeah.
about Parker's culinary.
Yeah.
A lot about Will's shoes.
Yeah.
That was great. We found out a lot about. Let's see, Coach. Just, I mean, I don't even. It all gets lost in the same thing. There go the Simpsons.
Yeah.
Big thanks to them for always showing out. And
Yeah.
they're always big supporters here of the podcast.
And
but,
thanks to Woodfire Pizza.
yes, Level Up Arcade Bar, our great everyone, all of our servers that are great, all the people behind the bar, they are killing it, and then also serving people who are just hanging out, just listening.
That's right.
It is always a great time here at Level Up Arcade Bar at Woodfire Pizza Kitchen. We have Davis Gregory, Chris Spring. Chris, anything to sign off with?
Check out the calendar. Go to utmsports.com. There's a lot going on, and go Skyhawks.
Yep, for Chris Brinkley, myself, Davis Gregory, all of our great athletes and coaches that we had on with us here tonight, we say God bless here from Level Up Arcade Bar and Woodfire Pizza Kitchen.
If I quit this season, I still be the greatest.
Skyhawk Sports Talk podcast is brought to you by Weekly Ford Nissan.